found out about the Maze Runner series when I saw the teaser for it in theaters. It definitely piqued my interest. I saw it and I enjoyed the movie. However, I really started to get into the series when I found out there were books. My sister bought the 4 current books that were available. Keep in mind, this was 2014, and I read them. I felt so excited to get into another universe and to read again. After I read the first book, I simply deducted that the book was better in execution of the ideas presented. This doesn't mean the movie was bad. In fact, it was a really good adaptation. I would watch it again today. The ending, however, made it so obvious for a sequel. The book never left it open-ended, and whether or not it will have a sequel, it stands out on its own. The story is about a boy named Thomas, who's woken up the boys around the same age as him as he learns about the maze surrounding them. Together, they must solve the maze to get out and find out what happened to their world because their memories were wiped out. This is definitely a good read, and I recommend it. I highly recommend it. It's also a good movie as well. Pretty good adaptation until the ending where they make it so painfully obvious. Yeah. Let's move on. The sequel, The Scorch Trials, I have waited for and I was so excited. I literally replayed the trailer over and over when I saw it. I posted a review of the first book and movie. The reason why I'm doing this review now is I feel like I wasn't too clear and wasn't ready to handle reviews like the approach I have now. My old reviews will still be here, but this new review is mainly for my thoughts on the series, and my opinion has changed about certain elements. The sequel was nothing like the book and honestly felt generic, even ripping off a scene from another sequel to a movie adapted from a book. Yeah, but you didn't know that. The story is that Thomas and friends have escaped the maze and is now settling into their new home. However, they hold suspicions about the place and escape into the Scorch. There, they will find new allies, discover more about their world, and fight off the evil organization known as Wicked, or Wicked for some reason, I don't know why. The book is very interesting and takes a lot of risks that expands not only the worlds, but the characters as well. The movie, however, I felt it tried to play it safe, and instead of adapting the key components of the second one, they mixed the second and third story elements together. That is not a good mix. If I were Frankenstein, I shut out the goddamn monster very quickly. The third book I wasn't too fond of, with the killing off of characters and the ending. I really have mixed feelings. So I was waiting to see what they do with this one. And I waited. And I waited. There were so many delays with 2016 being the original obvious release date. Then it got pushed back to 2017, then finally, 2018. I made sure to rewatch the other ones because it's been so long. Finally, I had a chance to see it, but sadly not in theaters. I, however, with the way it turned out, thought it could be better. Honestly thought it could be worse as well, so I would say they definitely tried with this one. They tried to go back to the third story after shifting away from the source material too much, but no matter what, it didn't really stay as accurate. I feel this has had to do with the second one shifting so much away, so as an adaptation it's alright. Yes, some cliches are still there, but overall it didn't really disappoint as much as I thought it would. I'm glad that Wes Ball, the director of all movies, was able to have creative control. Not many directors are able to have control of their product without studio interference. The story is, after the events of the second story, Thomas is now more prepared than ever to take down Wicked. They do have some elements in the story, so it's good that they have that. Now that I think about it, the changes in this movie weren't bad at all, unlike the second movie. I enjoyed this more than I should have. Maybe it's because I've been a fan ever since the first movie came out, and I was really interested in it. But I will never forget the experience with these movies. Hopefully I'll get my hands on the Fever Code someday. One day.